And we are back for the finale of Steven Segal September for 2024 because thanks to your last video, now we have more Steven Segal for next year.
Oh god.
So our last and final movie of the year for Steven Segal September is On Deadly Ground. And you need to stay tuned because this one
It's one of the movies of all time.
That's not what I was going to say. Stick around. And we are back. So, this is the best one of the three, am I right?
It's the most Steven Segal, so no.
Oh, 100%. This is more Steven Segal. This is way more Steven Segal than Marked for Death.
This is
this he directed. So, Under Siege, the film we talked about last time, that was a smash hit. It was, at the time, the highest grossing film ever that wasn't screened for critics. Although it should be noted that critically, it's also by far his most successful film. So it did well, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And after that, he got clout, which is the last thing you want Steven Seagal to have.
No, never. You never give him clout.
So then after that, he was like, he got enough that he was like, I'm the captain now. I'm the driver's seat.
I'm the captain.
Yeah. And then what did he do with that? He made On Deadly Ground. So
where do you even begin with this movie? Let's start at the beginning. But first.
In every way, the equal of Under Siege.
No, that is who said that?
Mick LaSalle?
San Francisco Chronicle.
What? Okay, I'll put the quote here. Mick LaSalle says, "In every way, the equal to Under Siege," from the San Francisco Chronicle.
I don't know what he was smoking, but I want some.
Dude, it's San Francisco. He was smoking something.
Yeah, some good shit apparently.
Now,
send that to us.
Yeah, I'll do it on box.
I got a note too. We gotta show it. You paid $6 for this movie.
It's the most expensive one of the three.
Oh God.
Even the Under Siege 2-pack was cheaper.
Well, speaking of money for this movie, you guys want to hear how much this movie bombed in the box office?
I would love to. I know.
Okay, so because this kind of goes with this. This movie had a $50 million budget.
Yeah, that's about as much as Under Siege. That's actually more than Under Siege, by the way.
Dude, $50 million.
The Under Siege, I think, had 35. So think about that.
It actually wasn't as bad as I kind of maybe made it out to seem, but it was given a $50 million budget and it only made $38 million.
That's horrible.
So it lost $12 million.
That's a bomb.
It is definitely a bomb. It could have been way worse, but
yeah. The thing is, though, when you talk about these movies, is that they always have to make at least twice back.
For sure.
Like advertising and like all these other costs.
For sure.
Distributing and all these things. So that's disastrous.
So it says box office bomb. $50 million was what it had the budget for. It made $38.5 million. So this vanity project was the first and last film directed by Steven Seagal.
Yes.
So this is the only one he directed.
Yeah. The one-hit wonder.
Oh, but not even. I bet. And now this film was part of a series that goes along with The Patriot and Fire Down Below.
I actually have them.
So, wait, it's a series. Are they the same? Is it the same character?
No, it's just they're all like kind of environmentally.
Oh, they're all the same. I see. They're all kind of in the same realm.
Yeah, this one is definitely like way more like on the environmentalist themes.
Oh,
Those
dude.
ones kind of dial
We'll get
back
to the
a little
ending
bit.
of the movie in a little while.
Yeah.
Let's talk about first impressions. First time I think you and I saw this movie was at the SoCal Gaming Expo.
I brought in some DVDs along when we were at the expo. We stayed together in the same hotel, and I was like, we'll watch something. I wanted on the record that I didn't pick this to watch that night. I brought this because I was like, I'll bring one. But I brought some good movies, but they were like, no, we're watching Steven Seagal. So I'm like, okay. Because I was like, this is bad.
He's like, I wanted to be on the record.
Yeah, I wanted because this is bad, and I knew this was bad because I have seen, like, I don't know if I've ever seen all of it, but I've definitely seen it on TV at some point. Because there's definitely a lot of it I didn't remember when we watched it, but
wanted to be known.
Yeah.
We held him against us when we put this movie
yeah,
on.
I also brought Battlefield Earth, and which is actually very similar to this in a lot of ways.
Oh God.
Which is not a comparison you want to make if you're making the movie.
Dude, that even sounds like it'd be a Seagal movie.
Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth.
I'm
IQing aliens.
I'm a cyclone.
Um, so, what about you? We saw this movie at the same time, but when we were watching this, what was going through your mind?
Why did Michael Caine do this?
Why? Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
This isn't even the worst.
Not really.
Well, he got paid. That's why you get paid in advance for these things.
That's true.
Because Steven Seagal wanted a piece of the gross, and he was in debt after this because of that.
Oh god. Yeah, I was pretty much thinking like honestly like the same kind of thing, but I want to know. Wait, okay, so my question during this movie was because this took place was it in Alaska?
Yeah, it's in Alaska.
Alaska, that's what I thought. Was he himself like one of the locals? He was, wasn't he?
He was kind of, because he's still an ex, Spec Ops CIA super badass.
Why am I not surprised?
But yeah, he's still, he identifies with the locals, and you can tell that he feels like a Native American because he wears fringe jackets in every scene in this film.
Yeah,
Fringe jackets.
this movie is all over the place.
He's dressed like Tonto for most of it. It's hilarious.
He really is. No, this movie really like leans very heavily into like the environmental destruction.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop environmental destruction by causing more destruction.
Yeah,
By slowing that rig fuck up.
that's basically, yeah, so Steven Seagal is Forrest Taft.
Forrest Taft.
Yeah.
I love that his first name is Forrest.
Yeah, he's a fucking environmentalist guy.
Named
It is,
Forrest.
yeah, named Forrest. That's so stupid.
Oh. Jerry, that alone shows that he wrote this movie.
I mean,
Yeah.
actually, he didn't write. I don't know who he got to write.
Well, according to Under
okay.
Siege too.
Oh, yeah.
He rewrote a lot of stuff.
So yeah, it's very possible. That
What if my name is Forrest? And the writers were like, dude, just do whatever you want, Steven.
yeah. I don't think anyone gave a shit.
Not at
Steven
all.
Seagal,
But let's now we'll talk about the nitty gritty with the plot.
There's a plot.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
All I remember is that
what's the shortened version of this
Okay,
plot?
so Steven Seagal, he starts off. He's an oil guy. He's like a firefighter, and he like
He's
saves
an oil guy like Daniel Day-Lewis.
something along those lines.
But yeah, he's an oil guy.
Yeah, and then he saves like the oil rig.
He's a guy who specializes in fighting oil well fire.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it is.
That's right.
So he does that, but then he gets kind of suspicious because Michael Caine is the most evil man on the planet in this
Which
film.
Michael Jennings.
Yeah, that's his.
They
Yeah.
changed his last name.
You know what? They're like, you know what, Michael? We're gonna make it easy for you to learn your lines.
You're Michael Jennings.
Yeah.
There you go.
So but yeah, he's like he puts Captain Planetville into shame in terms of his sheer hatred for nature and the environment. It's hilarious. But so anyway, then he's like, there's something wrong with this because he's like a super evil businessman. So basically, he finds out that like they're building this big ass super oil rig, and they're basically
Mega oil rig.
yeah, and they're basically
Aegis 1.
yeah, Aegis 1. Yeah, that's what it's called. And they're using like substandard parts and equipment to do it to get it out fast because if they don't do it before a certain date, the oil rights will revert back to the natives, and we can't have that because he's evil.
No.
So he's rushing everything, and then Seagal kind of figures this out, and then so he has him killed. But then since he's Seagal, he's not really killed. So then he goes in with the natives, and then he becomes like the Native American spirit warrior or something, which is a big chunk of the middle of this film, which is the part that I find to be kind of dull.
You need to do every like abridged plot for every movie I watch because like you're selling this movie so much better than it actually is.
Yeah, I mean, I had to take some notes and I had to like actually organize this. The film itself does not get these points across very well.
Oh no.
But yeah, and then he comes back and he blows everything up. That's it basically.
This entire time you've been talking to, I've been like looking at this movie because like this is what I'm seeing look at me. I'm just seeing him just stare at me just this entire time.
Yeah.
It's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
I got him staring at me too.
He's got a gun in yours.
I got Michael Caine. I got two Steven
That's how you know Michael Caine's American.
Look how disapproving Michael Caine looks in that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Michael Caine. Why did I do this?
He's so disapproving.
The worst, one of the weirdest parts, I guess, I don't know if it's the worst or the best, it's kind of both, because for some reason, the film thinks Michael Caine is American. And like they put him in a bolo tie, and they try to give him like an American accent. He doesn't really bother with it, because who gives a shit?
Does he have an American accent?
He tries in a couple scenes, and then just like, who gives a shit?
Okay, because I don't remember him having an American
but like
accent.
they still think he's like American. It's really weird.
There's like 2 scenes where he like tries, and the rest he's just like talking normal.
Yeah, then he's just talking like okay. And yeah, I mean, and he's not the only name in this, by the way. I have a list here of some of the other people that are actually in this.
Yeah.
One of them is Joanne Chen, who plays a Native Alaskan activist.
Yeah, which is bullshit because she's Chinese, by the way. Yeah, which is so it's like so you know what, like good on Mark for death because they got a Jamaican guy to play the Jamaican guy. So
it makes no sense.
Yeah, well, that was Steven Segal in charge now. These are the kind of decisions that we made.
You know that I guess
he was still white, but they exorcised him of his white guilt with their Native American magic ritual.
Yeah.
But Joe Chen is the name as well. She was in like art house movies and stuff. She was in like Last Emperor and stuff. Mm-hmm. So like she's in it. Arlie Ermey is in this.
He is in that. He is in this movie. That's right.
And like we got.
Doesn't he have a pretty gnarly death too? Kind of.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we got like Billy Bob Thornton. And he's like one of the random goons. Like this was before.
That's right. Billy Bob Thornton is in this.
Yeah, like before he got really big, but like still like that's a like you got him. You got Mike Starr, who's probably mostly well known for Dumb and Dumber. John C. McGinley, who's probably most well known for Scrubs. He's Dr. Cox. And a million other things. These are very talented people. Louis, I was watching, trying to figure this out because they said Louise Fletcher was in an uncredited role as well. She's an Oscar award-winning actress, by the way. Like she's brilliant. So that's a lot of talent for a film like this if you think about it.
Yeah.
And so the fact that it's as bad as it is really a testament to Segal's ego.
Dude, it says here that at the Fan Expo in Canada, Steven Seagal cited this as being his favorite movie that he starred in.
I fucking bet it is.
Probably because he directed it.
Yeah, because this film is a love ode to himself.
Yeah.
So like it's the classic like really big star vanity project kind of thing.
It's the meme of Barack Obama giving Barack Obama the medal. Replace it with Steven Seagal.
Yeah, and 100 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal is the best movie.
Like I wasn't being facetious like a little bit when I was comparing this to Battlefield Earth because that's very similar in terms of being like a big star vanity project.
Yeah.
And this is something along those lines. I don't know which is worse. I couldn't say, but yeah, this is still something. Oh no! What is it? Someone came in and Aikio'd the camera.
Someone came and Aikio'd the camera. Yeah, I know. I had to do a little adjustment real quick. But yeah, go ahead, like you were saying.
What was I talking about?
Well, we were talking about Seagal.
Vanity Project.
Yes. Yeah. Seagal directed his own movie, and he said, "This is the best movie I've ever been in."
Yeah.
He basically handed himself the award. He's the greatest director of all time.
Yeah, and that's how the film is. It's hilarious. Like the first scene, he steps off like the helicopter. People start like cheering. He hasn't done anything yet.
I know. Isn't he in a full like hazmat suit?
He's got the fireman outfit on.
Dude, what I find hilarious about this whole scene, think about this. There's a fire on the oil rig, right?
Yeah.
Why did nobody think to go to the fire hose and grab the water? Doesn't he use water?
I think he uses. I don't remember if he uses water.
Why did no one think of this?
I think he uses water, but then he also has like the
You have safety protocols for these things.
Listen, Forrest Taft is the only one that can do it.
Fair enough.
Remember, the whole point of this movie is that Michael Jennings doesn't pay any squat to safety. So that stuff probably didn't work until Forrest touched it.
So
that's true.
You guys are gonna love this.
Okay.
This is what could have been.
Oh god.
Okay. Michael Caine was the last person they picked to be the villain for this movie. You want to know who were there were 3. You know who the 3 choices were?
Let's hear it.
Jeremy Irons.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Anthony Hopkins.
Oh.
Dude, wait till the 3rd one. Alan Rickman.
Oh god.
Dude, Irons. There were scenes that were shot with Jeremy Irons, and then Jeremy Irons said this movie was not for him.
And he did Dungeons and Dragons, the original one.
He did.
So you know and he did Aragon, so you know his standards are fucking low.
And dude, are you guys ready for the 2 working titles for this movie?
I got it.
This movie was called On Deadly Ground. That was the one they ended up going with.
Yeah, because it's a very
As this movie was going, The Spirit Warrior.
I mean, that is actually a very accurate summary of the film, but that's hilarious.
The other one is The Rainbow Warrior.
Rainbow Warrior? The rainbow. Oh my god, that would have been amazing.
That's like the furthest from the plot you can get. The rainbow. What's it about? I'm a firefighter who's a CIA operative.
I mean, okay.
Oh,
I guess because when you shoot the fire hose with the light, it makes the. I don't know.
Like, no, because it's like environmentalism and stuff. But like, they could have filmed this in San Francisco and called it the Rainbow Warrior.
You mentioned these earlier. So the other things were that there was a fake American, Michael Caine. He's actually British. Fake nationality, Joan Chen. She's supposed to be Inuit, and instead she's Chinese.
Yeah.
And it's yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's typical kind of Hollywood bullshit.
Ooh. Tea. I got some tea for you guys.
Okay.
So troubled production. No shit. Troubled production. This says, quote, Steven Seagal insisted that he get to direct this movie and studio executive against their better judgment. Seagal's inexperience and lack of interest in finer details resulted in the production budget going out of control. Fortunately for the studio, there was a clause in Steven Seagal's contract that stipulated that unapproved budget overruns would come out of his salary.
Oh, they got him.
Unfortunately for Seagal, the overages quickly rose up equal to his entire paycheck.
Damn.
And he ended up appearing in executive decision in exchange for the studio forgiving the debt that he owed.
That makes a lot of sense because I always wondered why he did that movie. That movie's a piece of shit, by the way.
So in other words, he didn't
this.
make a single cent from this movie.
You know what? That makes me feel a lot better, actually, about this film. Because like, if he made money off of this, I would have been really upset. I mean, he made $6.99 off of me for this, or $5.99 off of me for this.
Well, he probably didn't. Where did you get this book off?
Yeah, book off.
They made the money.
You know, yeah, they deserve it.
They send Steven Seagal a nickel.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, but so that makes me feel a lot better about.
See, in the future, when we do more of these junk TV like rental review like kind of deals, I'm scared that one day when we do Steven Segal September, he is gonna show up.
I doubt he will, but you know,
he's gonna find.
You know, so you're like I said before, and I believe it was Marked for Death. You're missing 2 or 3 of the theatrical releases. I think it might be right. I think it'll be like the harmonic convergence.
Oh,
and Steven Seagal will Doctor Strange portal through your house.
Portal. He uses rainbow magic.
He uses spirit warrior magic.
You'll hear an eagle outside, and all of a sudden he'll just be there.
That's the first shot of this movie. He's a bald eagle.
Did you know that Henry Rollins was also considered for this movie?
Oh, that would have made this. That's the only thing that can make this film even more 90s.
Oh man, I always forget about Henry Rollins. He was also supposed to be in Expendables 4.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But he was not in there.
I could have only improved that.
So the last bit of trivia before you do more of your notes is there was a star derailing role. So I find this hard to believe.
What?
This says, quote, Steven Seagal had risen to A-list status.
Well, yeah, that was
with Under Siege. Okay, I guess that makes sense. The somewhat successful Under Siege 2 ensured that his career wasn't completely killed, and he carried on making middle-tier action films until The Patriot. That's when he kind of
That was his first direct-to-video.
Yeah.
So he still did do some theatrical after that, but not too much.
No.
And then he kind of had a bit of a comeback with Exit Wounds, and then
Exit Wounds.
Yeah, and then Half Past Dead hit, and then he's just done.
Oh my God.
But yeah, Exit Wounds is decent. Maybe we'll do that next.
What do you have for some of your notes?
So yeah, there's so much.
This looks like, of the 3 movies we've done, this looks like the biggest one.
I actually had a lot of stuff about this.
Okay.
So yeah. All right, we'll just start in one of the earlier scenes because it's one of my. It's probably like the standout for me is probably like the early bar brawl.
Okay.
Which is like the second scene of the film.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to say there. I mean, because you're watching this and like this is already like you're already like, what the fuck is happening?
Pretty much.
You've already gotten.
That's what we were thinking.
Yeah, you've already gotten Michael Caine. You've already gotten this like all these ridiculous shots like the Alaskan wilderness. You've already gotten all this weird oil shit. And then Steven Seagal walks in with a fringe jacket into this seedy dive bar.
This is when the fun begins.
Yeah, and then you're like, what the fuck? And then you see Michael Starr like harassing a native guy. He's like brutalizing him. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Like it's and then you kind of notice like how over the top it is, which is like kind of a mark for poor direction. Is like when the performances are always either like lifeless or just completely over the top, and they're more towards the latter in this one, which is what makes it more entertaining. But like, so like you're noticing that, and you're seeing this, and they're talking about some stupid oil shit, and then of course the inevitable bar brawl breaks out. And
dude, Steven Seagal makes this guy his bitch.
Yeah, this was but even before he does that,
so satisfying though. It was great.
Yeah, the first thing he does in this bar brawl is he grabs a guy by the dick and tosses him out the window, dick first. Like, our hero has
I don't want to reopen this can of worms.
Yeah, I know. We were
off camera we were dying.
Yeah, but
whoa.
This film has this is the most cock punchiest.
Dude, it's oh god.
How you wanted children? Not today.
I know. It's so bad.
And then after that,
Who needs a vasectomy when you have me? Aikido's his nads like. Oh my god.
There's a lot of that in this, and then he gets Michael Starr. Then he makes him his bitch. Like he starts slapping him around, and like he slaps him so hard his face becomes like a bloody mess. Like,
dude, he doesn't he do the hand thing?
Yeah, and then he keeps like hitting him in the face.
And dude, eventually, like Michael Starr gets so scared he's like shaking.
Yeah, he's like shaking. His face is like, dude, a bloody mess. He looks like a Doom guy with like 20% HP.
I'm convinced that whole scene was real. Dude, call me crazy. I'm convinced it was real.
Yeah, he's a good actor, but like he tortures him more than Harry and Lloyd tortured him in Dumb and Dumber.
Dude,
like it was like this is our hero, and he slaps him so hard he literally has a Buddhist enlightenment. Like he becomes like the man of the moment, like all this stuff, like he's just babbling all this like weird psycho babble nonsense.
It's a strange scene.
I have seen the light.
And this is the crux of the film, really. Like even though it doesn't, even though it's just a scene for Steven Seagal to jerk off to how awesome he is.
It's so weird.
Like it's that weird mix of like the sanctimonious, pretentious, like philosophizing crap that's all over this film, and then the wanton, almost sadistic levels of violence, and these two come together to make this very strange film.
Beautiful harmony.
No, and just like his other movies though, it has peaks of like, okay, there's not a lot happening. Oh my god, so much action, not a lot happening. Yeah. Oh my god, so much action.
I would say a lot of the middle part of this film is pretty dull, like when he's with the Native Americans. And when he's with the Inuits and they're like giving him the Rainbow Warrior ritual.
Yeah, isn't there the scene where he has like all those visions of like,
he goes on like a vision quest and like all this stuff.
It starts with like an eagle and then a bear and then a wolf.
Yeah, like it's very 90s. Like
100%.
This
movie came out what?
94.
94, okay.
So the fall was quick. The rise, the fall, this was very quick.
Yeah.
It's something we noticed, something that I noticed, like going back watching like Mark for Death, like he looks so young. This is only 4 years later. He looks so much older.
Oh, he does. He aged a lot.
Yeah.
It's all the oil rigs that I took down.
Yeah, I fucking guess.
It's all the Native American random shit they pumped into me.
Yeah, all that peyote, I guess.
Yeah. What else you got for notes? Because you literally have like an essay over there.
Yeah. So I was just like speculating. Yeah, maybe that was what the budget went to. Was the stars? I was gonna say it's self-aggrandizement. I was gonna say that the other one is talk about Arlie Ermey a little bit. Because Michael Caine in this film, even though he's like the big bad guy, it's kind of weird because he doesn't have a black belt in anything other than corporate malfeasance. So you know that he's not really gonna fight Seagal. I mean, not that everyone ever really like fights him to the point that he actually gets hit or anything in any.
Yeah, the only one really that kind of came close. Screwface hit him, I think, once.
Yeah, Screwface actually gets the upper hand on him a couple times.
Well, I mean, you're going up against a coked-ass Jamaican dude with a katana. Like,
yeah, it makes sense. And like even in Under Siege, there's a couple times where like some of the guys like will hit him.
Tommy Lee Jones kind of hit him a couple times.
Yeah, like he got like 1 or 2 good hits in before he got slaughtered.
But yeah, Steven Seagal is like, in a way, like, because like Bruce Lee never lost fights in his movies. Yeah. Neither really does he in any of these.
Yeah, he doesn't even get hit though. Like that's
the thing.
I mean, he doesn't even struggle.
When you have the power of directing.
yeah, that's like the thing with a lot of his films.
When you have Aikido.
Yeah, he's basically invincible. So the film brings in Arlie Ermey, and you think he's gonna be like more like the physical antagonist because he's kind of like this hardened mercenary guy, and he's kind of like a grizzled dude. But all he does in this film is make ridiculous, over-the-top speeches over how awesome Seagal is, and then he dies in a scene that's so fast that I had to like rewind it and watch it again just to make sure. Because I was like,
did he die?
Yeah, because like it's so fast. It's like you'd think he was just like random mook number 37 or something, but he's like supposed to be like one of the major villains because he literally jumps up to Seagal like with a shotgun, and then he starts gloating instead of just blowing him away. And then Seagal does the move that he always does, where he like flips the shotgun over and takes and blows him away. This whole thing takes like 10 seconds, and I want you to remember this. This is like this whole exchange is like maybe 10, 15 seconds of the film. And I want you to remember this for later in the film. We're talking about some of the things that the time was devoted to.
So there actually was a scene that was taken out of this movie because of lawsuit reasons.
Oh.
So get this. Danish stuntman and actor Steven Ole Thorsen was doing Steven Seagal's stunt double.
No, he was. He
was fighting him.
Yeah, he was one of the. He's one of the.
Yeah, he was one of the guys fighting him.
Yeah.
So he was, quote, he was asked by Steven Seagal to kick him to show what Steven Ole was capable of. So Steven Ole kind of hesitated. He kicked him, who caught his leg and threw Seagal on the ground. So Seagal like fell on the ground. So off camera, Steven Ole kicked him really fast and as hard as he could, and Seagal fell straight to the ground. When shooting the scene together 2 days later, Seagal hit him so hard in the throat, Steven Ole was knocked out for 4 seconds.
I remember that. I was like, that's brutal, because he just fucking smashed
That was real. Like that, the hit was real.
Yeah.
But like they cut away to him waking up, and he actually did get knocked out.
Yeah.
So
because that should be noted. That is something Steven Seagal is kind of infamous for, is he beats the shit out of like the stunt guys. Like it's for real. And like so sometimes you're like, oh, these fights, they look pretty brutal. That's because he's actually brutalizing these guys.
So that scene was originally like longer, but it doesn't say how long. But it was cut down to 7 minutes. But it was significantly longer.
I have some stuff about that as well. But So and I was gonna say this film is also like we said, we're talking about how they have the big ending. This film is also strangely anticlimactic.
The ending?
Yeah. I mean, even not just just like the final like shootout and stuff, because he goes to the big oil rig and he blows it up, and like there's just like it's very low energy. Like I said, he doesn't. Like I said, he just blows through Arlie Ermy like that. There's no, even though there's such a level of violence in this film, like none of the bad guys, they really get it that bad. Same thing with like Michael Caine. He doesn't even like kill him. He just strings him up and leaves him to get blown up by the refinery.
Yeah.
To say the most brutal death in this film is Michael Caine's like personal assistant, the blonde lady.
Oh, she didn't need to die.
She gets like.
She was trying to leave.
Yeah, she gets freaking annihilated.
She probably said off camera like "fuck Aikido" or something. And Steven Seagal was like, "Yeah, fuck you too, bitch."
Yeah, like it was.
That wasn't a stunt. She actually blew up.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal was like, "Oh, it's a fake explosion. No way, we'll add it in post."
It was just like.
Yeah.
So now we get to the main event. The main event for Steven Seagal. The piece de resistance of his career. Which is the actual ending of this film, because unlike the other two films, this film doesn't just stop after like the bad guy's dead. No, you get Steven Seagal after committing a gruesome act of environmental terrorism that caused millions, if not billions of dollars of property damage, and ended the lives of dozens of people.
Now he probably fucked up the environment more than saved it.
Somehow, to save the environment, he destroys the environment and creates a disaster that, worse than Deepwater Horizon. Then after this, he gets invited to the Alaskan Congress to give a lecture about environmentalism. And this lecture in the film is 7 minutes long of the film. That's, for a movie, that's glacial. That's an ice age. That's almost 10% of this
We were
film.
watching this going, oh my god, is this like a different movie? Like
it just goes on and on. It's all this like unhinged bullshit. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And like, And
that scene was actually longer too. I think. How long did
the original cut was 40 minutes.
No, it was not.
40 minutes.
There was 40 minutes of him doing that? What was he talking about for 40 minutes?
The history of the Dagwood sandwich. I don't
like,
fucking know.
The fact that Steven Seagal could even talk for 40 minutes.
Yeah, like that's crazy. when you think about it. This is not something you've
What
seen.
the hell?
You're just going on a rant about environment good, need more plant.
Yeah.
Bad oil.
Yeah, it was.
Dude.
I can't imagine. Like, some part of me wants to see it just to see what it's talking about, but the other part of me
Oh,
is
it's
like,
gotta exist somewhere.
that's torture. Like that's that's the shit that like I don't know.
That's when Steven Segal comes. That's what he does when you collect all
Oh god, he's gonna give me 40 minutes of deleted.
No, it's 50 minutes.
Oh,
It's 50 minutes and it's in person. He's gonna tie you up. He's gonna whip out the script.
oh.
No. He's gonna whip out an older version of Microsoft PowerPoint
And do the whole thing real time.
from 1994. And then you're gonna have to wait for it to load on every
God.
slide, so it's gonna take twice as long.
Oh.
And then he's gonna get through it, and then he's gonna forget his note cards. So then he's gonna have to
God.
start over.
That sounds like actual hell. Yeah, he had to cut it out because people in the test screen, they were literally like yelling, like throwing popcorn, like flipping off the camera, like they were going nuts in there. And I don't blame them one bit for that.
No, dude,
That's actual
wait.
torture.
So you're telling me that after how long is this movie?
It's 100 minutes.
So
it's
you're
only
telling me-
100 minutes. It's the same length as Under Siege, but it seems so much longer.
You're telling me that the final cut of this movie is like an hour and 45 minutes, or no, 145 minutes, and
2.5 hours.
almost half of it is this.
Yeah, would be the lecture.
Oh my god!
That made it to the test screening.
Oh my god!
Like, they
if
made people sit down
if
and
you were
watch this.
attending those test screenings, I am so sorry for you.
That sounds horrible, but please send a comment. and tell us what was
Please put a link to where we can find this. Please.
Yeah.
Oh my
If you know
god.
Steven Segal, just have him send us the copy. You know he's got a copy in his vault somewhere.
Yeah, it's like him and Satan. This is what he pulls out for the special occasions. This is like when he's like, we gotta do something today. Like,
Did Seagal direct Satan's Alley?
it'd have a lot more Aikido in it if you did.
Oh no! Oh god. Okay, so I feel like, unless you have anything else to say, I feel like this is a good place to end this.
Yeah, this is like, this
This is the epitome of shit.
yeah, this is a film like I heard someone say like you can't understand Seagal until you watch this film, and I think that might be true, but
I would say
think about if you really want that.
I would say that out of the 3 movies, right? So we have On Deadly Ground, we have Marked for Death, and we also have Under Siege. I would say that if you're wanting to get into Steven Seagal, this would be the 3 movies to watch.
This is the starter set, right?
I think so. This is definitive because we have the Rise, we have the Peak, and then we have the Fall.
So let's put these in order then. So,
Yeah.
So this is definitely the Fall. So Rise, Peak, and then Fall.
yeah, so like this is everything, and this is only 4 years. It's just crazy when you think about it. He only started acting in 1988. That's only 2 years before this film.
It's crazy.
So this was a meteoric rise and fall. Yeah.
Well,
this was straight up and straight down.
final thoughts?
Yeah, I was just I mean, if you want, if you
All these movies are on Amazon, by the way.
yeah, for rental. I don't think any of them are free on
The
streaming.
only one that's free is not included in here is The Patriot. That one's for free.
Oh, is it?
It is. Yes.
Oh.
That's. I was almost. We were gonna have a 4th one, but I just didn't have the time to watch it.
Yeah, I
so,
didn't end up watching it either.
So maybe it'll be a bonus episode.
Yeah, we'll see if this does well. We have time. We can always do it.
Yeah, but we do have some more episodes that are coming out soon. Also, stay tuned for the Jump TV podcast because we're getting everything rolling on that. So that way we can do more movie reviews and things like that.
Yeah.
But
We'll have Steven Segal on the podcast.
No.
No. Steven, this is official.
No.
Don't put that out into the universe.
Let's go, Steven. Meet us.
No! Oh god, there's a cartoon called Steven Meets the Universe or Steven Universe. No, stop!
Steven Segal.
Imagine how different that cartoon would be if he was voiced by Steven Segal.
That would
Even
make
have
me
a
want to watch it
ponytail.
again. Yeah.
Anyways, as always, like and subscribe. We will see you in the next video.
Steven, we'll get in touch. Don't worry.
No, stop!